Portland, Oregon is rocking and rolling for 3 days now, folks. There is all kinds of footage over here on X involving people getting knocked out, kicked in the face, slapped down, drugged by the National Reserve, whatever it takes to arrest these people. Lots of arrests going on. They have been literally fighting in the streets for days and days. Most people don't realize it, but Portland, Oregon has been a cesspool for this Antifa violent raids where they did like during the BLM riots, they sectioned off a block like chop zone, and literally there's anarchy in that zone. No crossing in or out of that zone unless you want to get violated. Well, that's what's going on in sections of Portland, Oregon, and in several cities like Seattle, Washington, where the police, the city officials, the local government is allowing them to terrorize the civilian population there that just want to get to work, just want to go get something to eat, just want to take a walk. We got to deal with these clowns instead. None of us want to have to be a Kyle Rittenhouse to deal with these folks. But if I lived in Portland, I wouldn't live there without a gun on my hip. I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. These people are crazy, and they pop up anywhere like gophers out of a hole, and they're not nice. They're here to hurt us. They're here to destroy our way of life. They've been attacking ICE facilities. What in the hell is Antifa doing attacking ICE facilities? They're just another arm of the Democrat Party. That's what I suspect for every action Antifa has taken. It seems like maybe the money's coming from maybe Soros or maybe the Democratic Party indirectly. This is a Democrat thing to want to scream in people's faces, dye your hair blue, attack the police, catch fire to the American flag. These are not normal things. These are not things that rational people do. Most people go to work, try to get by, try to survive, try to learn to love life as best they can with what short time we have here. These folks are radical. They're stupid. They're immature, and they're violent, and they need to be dealt with like a criminal organization, whether they're all organized or not. We can't let these people be the next sniper division in our country. Because they're training at gun ranges, and that is exactly what is going on. Antifa, Trantifa, the most violent sect of the entire group, are killers. There's some people in there that don't mind burning down cop cars, raiding police departments, charging ICE facilities, just literally attacking like we're at war with these folks. But finally, maybe because the lady yesterday got attacked and was on Jesse Waters, and then today Nick Sorter, who is a really great investigative journalist I follow over here on X, he got attacked. I believe it was last night, and since that has happened, it's been a whole shitstorm of media coverage on X about what happened first, what happened second, what happened next, what happened after that. Whose fault is it? Who all's involved? Why was it allowed to happen? All these questions need to be answered, and we're already getting the answers. The mayor, the city council, these people are telling the police, don't go near the ICE facilities because Antifa will be over there fighting with with anybody that comes through, and because there's going to be a riot and a fight and all this stuff, it's a chaos zone. In theory, that's the chaos zone. Police don't go in that area. They're told not to arrest the Antifa, not to cause any problems. Look the other way, obviously, because when Nick Sorter was attacked, camera broken, swung at by a guy, knocked it in the bushes or fell in the bushes because he was pushed. He ends up being the one that gets put in jail by the cops, while Antifa is being observed by the cops, sees the whole thing. This is another shitstorm that the Democrat Party is not going to be able to live down. Trump has now more of a reason than ever to come in Portland with full force of the military to squash Antifa like the bugs that they are. And that's just how I feel about it, just my opinion. But as of today, they're discussing it. Pam Bondi's discussing it. Trump's discussed it. Harmy Dillon's discussing it, who is going to be one of the great prosecutors, Attorney General Harmy Dillon, who's going to be leading this case against the Portland Police Department and whoever sent the orders to F around and find out, because they're obviously not doing their job. Pam Bondi personally called to deliver this news, and is incredibly grateful. And Harmy Dillon is incredibly grateful for the position. So Harmy Dillon's fixing to head up the prosecution, the rounding up the investigation of the Portland Police Bureau to find out why in the hell victims are treated like criminals and criminals are treated like victims, because that's what's really going on here. And the answer is, stick around. I'll show you part of the problem. I got his name. Actually, I got a couple people's names today that we need to put out there on blast. Let people know where they work, what they're doing wrong, why they need to be exposed. If we're at war and they want to fight with violence, we got to fight with information. In places like Twitter, over here, putting these people out on blast, sharing what you see with people that can actually pick it up and run with it. That's the name of the game, and I'm all for it. It says, Breaking Attorney General Pam Bondi has ordered a full investigation led by Attorney General Harmy Dillon, and she's a headhunter. She's one of Trump's picks, and I'm glad she's in there. She's going to investigate who is telling the Portland Police Department to look away when it comes to Antifa violence. It says AG Bondi personally called Harmy Dillon to deliver the news, and I'm incredibly grateful for her doing so, is what she says. The Trump DOJ will not allow Portland police to continue to do the bidding of Antifa. So what is really going on there? It's all Democrat money, Democrat led, Democrat promoted. Is that what's really going on? I assume so. Now, we're going to get into this a little bit deeper. But before we do, I just wanted to show you something that just made me smile. Not to get off track, but this is the fourth boat that we have video footage of going bye-bye. And I don't think there's any sound on this, so I think I'll have to do the sound effects for you if y'all don't mind. Wait for it. It takes a minute. Another drug boat coming in from Colombia or somewhere, headed to the United States. Close enough for sound effects. 4 cartel members up in smoke with what they believed was a massive load of drugs, enough to kill between 20 and 40,000 people. And that's all right with me. Every time they come this way, we're going to hit them with a missile. I think eventually they will figure it out. Trump has declared war on the cartels and considered them a violent combatant. And so at this point, we got to do what we got to do. And I'm okay with that. I don't know about y'all, but that makes me feel good to see that. Not to see people killed, but to see that there's a clear message being sent across the board that these folks ain't going to make it. They need to change their game. Let's go sell to other countries. Stop selling drugs. I don't know what you got to do, but if you think you're going to come across our waters into our Gulf of America with your drugs, it's on you if it goes like that. All right, back to it. The Breaking Attorney General has ordered a full investigation led by Harmy Dillon, of course. And I don't know why I had that up there twice. A little parched, won't get me a drink, folks. Harmy Dillon immediately reposted, acting at the direction of Pam Bondi, we at Civil Rights have launched an investigation into Portland, Oregon, highly questionable police practices. Stay tuned. We will not leave the people of Portland at the whims of the criminals and woke cops. Govern yourself accordingly. Handle your business. And so they are full investigation started immediately over the actions of arresting Nick Sorter, the girl getting a black eye last night, Andy No being, if you don't know who that is, he's a Oriental investigative reporter who's been following Antifa around, documenting a lot of their stuff, but they turned on him at one point, and now he's been beat up several times by Antifa. But just those 3 people alone in Portland have been attacked. Why isn't anybody in jail yet? It may go that way. We'll have to see. But it looks like Nick Sorter was not just attacked, not really physically harmed too much, but attacked. And then he tried to go tell the police about it. And guess what happens? They arrest him for swinging back, for defending himself. See, that's the problem. That is I have a big problem with that. So this needs to be exposed. That's why I brought y'all this video today. This video is about lighting a fire under somebody's ass. Hopefully we will get enough people to send the information, get the information going, get it out there that Portland, Oregon is one of the biggest problems we have in this country with domestic violence. Just like LA, Seattle, Portland, Oregon, there's several hot spots for these radicals. No doubt about it, Spokane, Washington, and there's a bunch of these spots. Well, these Antifa chapters are huge. We need to get to the bottom of this. We need to fix it. And truth be known, even Caroline Leavitt has weighed in today and said, we ain't taking it no more. Y'all fixing to find out. Let's listen to Caroline Leavitt, what she had to say about Nick Sorter and the whole situation.
Just last night, we saw an extremely troubling incident where conservative journalist Nick Sorter was captured on video being taken into custody by the Portland police after he was ambushed by Antifa and was defending himself from these assaults. But instead of arresting these violent mob members night after night after night who are ravaging this community, the police arrested a journalist who was there trying to document the chaos, and everyone in this room should be extremely concerned about that. The Department of Justice spoke with that journalist this morning, and they will be launching a full investigation into his arrest. This incident is part of a troubling trend in Portland where left-wing mobs believe they get to decide who can visit and live in their city. It is not their city. It is the American people's city, and President Trump is going to restore that. I just spoke with the president about this, and he has directed his team here at the White House to begin reviewing aid that can potentially be cut in Portland. We will not fund states that allow anarchy. There will also be an additional surge of federal resources to Portland immediately, including enhanced CBP and ICE resources. Law and order will prevail, and President Trump will make sure of it. With that, I'll take...
So they're sending the full force of many law enforcement agencies to go handle up on Portland with a full investigation and more of a police presence, I'm sure. And I'm not talking about the local woke cops with the blue hair that think Antifa's cool. Not them guys. Alright, I don't know what my next clip here... Let's see here. Yeah, I do. Now they are rocking and rolling in Washington, or in Portland, Oregon. The fighting, I'm going to show you a little bit of it here. But truth be known, thank God the National Guard is there. Thank God we have military support. Not necessarily military. Well, National Guard is military. Thank God we have somebody finally quelling the problem, because I feel so sorry for the people that are forced to live in this mess because they can't afford to leave Portland. So you get what you have here. Another one of those FAFO moments. I'm not even kidding you, folks. It was a lot of that. There is a ton of footage out there of Antifa getting knocked out. Like I said, kicked in the face. Drug. Here's another one. These people are swinging on the cops while the cops are putting people down. I'm sorry, this is Florida. Look like Portland to me. My mistake. Florida, they don't play that. The cops actually take them down over there. Let's get back to what's going on in Portland. Here's a riddle for you. How many National Guardsmen does it take to drag off an Antifa member? Doesn't matter. Many as it takes. I'm okay with that. I just really have no tolerance for these people that are trying to destroy our country from inside out with their screwed up way of thinking. Now, when I was 15 years old and I was a skateboarder and I had all these crazy ideologies because I thought I knew everything, I think I was a little bit of a radical. But I never wanted to destroy anybody else's property. I just don't understand that. I grew out of my silly ways because I learned the truth along the way. I just realized I didn't know much at all and I was just really uninformed. But this is what I do know. Now that I've gotten a little older and hopefully a little wiser, there's a lot of people in this world that are making it worse for the rest of us. And those are the people that we need to be talking about, need to be exposed, need to be putting them on blast, whether it be sending Trump or Pam Bondi or Cash Patel their information and the story of why they got to go, kind of like what Libs of TikTok does, and Sons of Liberty, Moms for Liberty. These groups that actually go out, Gays Against Groomers, these groups that actually go out there and stop this crap. They get in city councilmen's face and expose them to the world so they have to change their ways. That's what I want to see happen in this country. I think we're in a great revival right now and feel like we're living through revelations in so many ways because you have people running these cities that are corrupt, they're like demons, evil. Here's another piece of trash. This is why Seattle is broken. This guy right here, his name is Bruce Harrell. He was arrested in 1996 for pulling a gun on a pregnant woman over a parking spot dispute. And this is the mayor. I mean, come on. Think about it, folks. This actually who is the problem. Biggest problem. He's an Antifa sympathizer at the least. At the least. And he's obviously a Democrat. He hates Trump. And he's got an idea about how people can be a criminal 6 or 7 times before they're actually a criminal. Listen to this garbage. This right here just kind of blew my mind. This is what's wrong with Seattle right here. This is the problem.
The criminal system has had a disparate impact on black and brown communities. Let me lead with that. So when this person is committing 6 or 7 crimes, I don't know his or her story. Maybe they were abused as a child. Maybe they're hungry. So my remedy is to find their life story to see how we could help first. I have no desire to put them in jail, but I need to protect you, and that's the calibration that we have. The criminal system has had a
How are you going to protect anybody if you don't put the criminals in jail? Boy, that's talking out the side of your mouth if I've ever heard it. Yeah, this guy's got to go. This guy's a criminal. And he's definitely a criminal sympathizer at the least. Pulled a gun on a pregnant woman and somehow they let him become mayor over there? Jesus. So whose fault is it? It's people like him. It's their fault. It's the politicians that are running the show over there that allow it. That's why we know when a city is blue and it's broken. It's because all you got to do is look at all the governor and all the mayors, and in most cases, at least the mayors are woke lefties. That's the problem, folks. These people have lost their mind, and they've let Satan take over these political positions. And I don't mean these people are particularly Satan in general, but obviously they have let evil become a part of their life. That they believe that criminals get a pass. Who cares about everybody else? I just can't see it. It's evil to me. I feel like we're in a spiritual war and we're living through. We're right in the mix of it. It's what I feel like. Now, whose fault is it? Like I was saying before, well, I blame the media more than anybody.
It's now being reported that former President Biden's DHS and TSA placed peaceful January 6th protesters and even Americans who refused to wear masks during COVID onto watch lists usually reserved for terrorists. Most of these people were not charged with crimes. Does the White House have a comment on the prior administration violating the free speech and due process of these Americans? And where is the outrage from the left that claims to stand for due process and free speech? And after that, I have another question about protecting journalists.
She's wanting to know about free speech of people that are violating the law. That's free speech. Burning buildings down, that's free speech.
From Antifa.
Sure. Well, Kara, to your first point, please send me that report. That's certainly very concerning. I haven't seen it myself, but if indeed that was happening, it's something I'm sure the Department of Justice and the FBI would deem worthy of looking into.
Well, and journalists, as you mentioned earlier, are being increasingly attacked by leftist protesters. I was actually assaulted outside of President Trump's United Nations speech, and I think the White House is aware that a Portland journalist was almost blinded by an Antifa protester. This has been a problem that's gone on for years, and police often say that their hands are tied. Does the White House have a plan or plan on issuing a statement maybe discouraging this violence against journalists out on the street like me and so many others in this room?
Well, I hope that.
What's Trump going to do to protect the journalists and the citizens out here on these streets from these violent freaks that think they have the right to put their hands on you?
My statement earlier in the briefing served that purpose, but of course we condemn violence against anyone in this country, and journalists as well, who are exercising their First Amendment right. And there have been so many incredible independent journalists across the country who have gone undercover within Antifa and really have come to understand how this is a growing domestic terrorism threat inside of our country. And I would encourage maybe some of you in this room to get outside the Beltway and go do some of that undercover investigative reporting, because it is really incredible what they found. I met with one of them in my office yesterday, and they're doing very dangerous work in difficult circumstances, and Antifa is a very violent group, as you've experienced and that many others in the media have as well. Christian.
A good reporter that was just starting out, I would think, trying to make a name for themselves. I would think they would do like what Geraldo used to do before he had his show. Actually do investigative journalism, show up on the spot, kind of like James O'Keefe does, or Judicial Watch Tom Fenton does, where they actually are on the scene after they've done the homework and read the files and Freedom of Information Act information that nobody else has seen, and put the story together, and then go ask more questions in order to build a case, in order to hand it off to somebody so the public and the president and everybody else involved knows. That's what I'm looking forward to on so many things that are criminal in this country, including innocent victims getting attacked because you got crooked ass, weak, corrupt mayors that look out for the criminals over their own citizens, look out for the illegals over their own citizens. It's not Republicans, folks. It's the Democrat policy. It's the Democrat way of being. And I hate to call a whole party evil, call the Democrats evil, but from everything I have seen from the top down, maybe not all the voters, there's a crazy faction of the Democrat Party. They call it the progressive wing or whatever. At this point, I believe there is only the progressive party. The Democrat Party is now the progressive party. It is no longer the progressive wing of the Democrat Party. They're all either scared or whacked out of their brains on this new ideology where they make themselves a god versus believing in policies that support a better way of life and what God would want for us. There's a reason that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and all of our original documents did not leave God out. Separation of church and state, I understand that, but at the same time, in God we trust. It's even on our money, because our nation was built on a structure of morality, and we're losing that when we let these people get away with beating up reporters. I don't care if you're a reporter that's against my philosophy and you ask me ugly questions, or we have an issue, a debate. I don't want to beat you up. I may not agree with you, but I don't want to hit you because you feel like you're wrong or I'm wrong. I don't get it. I'm just not a violent person by nature. Have been when it's necessary a few times in life. But for the most part, these people are nuts. Anybody that goes out there and promotes violence, finances violence, or gets out there in the mix of it because you hate our country, I got nothing for you. I just hope you find Jesus before it's too late. Don't mean to rant, folks, but this bothers me. This is my second video this week about Antifa. These people are clowns. These people are the problem. Now, there has been a lot. I mean, I don't want to really play the video footage, but yeah, there has been a lot of rocking and rolling going on in this country over the last couple of days. Now, this here is one of the craziest videos I've seen. Coming up here next. That's the one I think it is. When you got 20 windows open, you forget which one is which. Try to put them in the right order. Now, this girl just kind of slapped this guy in the face, popped him in the head, knocked him out of his chair to take his hat off of him because she thought she was cool like that. And then she's, I'm assuming, drunk because she fell in the bushes. Well, this is just another case of a Portland, Oregon asshole that thinks they have the right to put their hands on you for promoting your free speech like the logo on your hat, no matter what it is. I don't want to beat nobody up for their logo on their hat. That's just weird. But let's put her out there anyway. She's a teacher. She shouldn't be teaching anybody's kids if this is the kind of person she is. If this is what she does in the evening or on the weekends, she got to go. They need to look into her criminal past. We need to put her out there on blast. So that's why I put this video up here, or this clip up here today. When they attack us, fight back if you need to. But all in all, the best answer is let's get these people locked up. Let's make these people pay for their crimes. Let's have justice served. So let's put her out on blast. She works at Cam Higbee School. You can look that up. Cam Higbee, real easy to find, I'm sure. Her name is Taylor. This woman attacked a conservative. It's in D.C. She's a teacher. Her name is Taylor Alexander Forte and is reportedly a teacher from Prince George County Public Schools. Prince George's County Public Schools. Cam Higbee. Easy enough. We can find her. I bet she's got an Instagram account where she twerks it in her free time. I bet she does. I may have to go look later just to find out. Not that I want to see that, but these people, they need to be arrested. Need to realize you can't put your hands on other people because you don't like what they're saying, what they're doing, or what they're wearing. It's uncalled for. Now, last but not least, video of the day, we're going to go ahead and try to get somebody else canceled. I'm talking about boycott action. Over the last 4 days, I think it is now, Elon Musk has been exposing Netflix, kind of like Robbie Starbucks does. You know Robbie Starbucks is the DEI killer. He has taken 20 companies to battled with 20 companies, starting with emails and threats, putting them on blast, getting them on the news, exposing them, letting the world know that their company policies are crooked and biased and defy civil rights laws, and threatens them with, I'm going to tell on you, I'm going to put you out on blast. If you don't know who Robbie Starbucks is, he is one of the great ones. That is what he is known for today, is taking companies like Tractor Supply and Jack Daniels and Coors and so many, and Harley Davidson, and telling them, you better fix your stuff, you better quit with the gay pride stuff, you better get off the transgender promotional whatever you're doing. Otherwise, we're going to take your DEI and your stock value is going to DIE. And he's been very successful at it. Well, this week, Elon Musk has pulled a Robbie Starbucks. He has got Robbie Starbucks and Benny Johnson. Elon Musk has literally got an army of people now backing him with this message that I'm bringing to y'all today. If you got Netflix at your house and your kids are watching it, you need to pay attention to what your kids are watching, because Netflix has got lesbian Jurassic Park cartoons. They've got transgender cow cartoons. They have got teenagers getting married, sneaking off and getting married because they're homosexuals without their permission cartoons. The list goes on and on and on and on. Netflix promotes this whole agenda that if you want to be gay and you want to promote it to the rest of the adults, that's your business. They have porn sites for that. But don't bring it to our kids. not on the streaming service, please. This is supposed to be PG rated if it's a cartoon. In theory, why are two girls kissing each other on a cartoon? That's what I want to know. If you're sickened by these type videos, these type thoughts in your head of having to watch this crap, or your kids being subjected to this stuff, here's a great reason to cancel your Netflix subscription. If you got Netflix today and you're not just 100% in on a new series and you just can't let it go, do you really need it? Is it really worth it to support a company that not just supports but promotes the indoctrination of your child, of your children, of the children of everybody that you know that has kids that are probably innocent and not thinking like that until this stuff bleeds into their system from it being on the TV, on the internet, on the phone, on the laptop, on the tablet. Everywhere you look, it's in our face. I'm sick of it. As an adult, I'm sick of it. The kids don't know how to think about it, but it's warping their brains and making them question their own identity. There go. That was the plan. That's the problem. That's why we can't let these people make it. That's why you got to cancel your Netflix subscriptions. I've seen over the last couple of days, Netflix has lost billions of dollars. They have dropped almost 2% of their total stock value. Lost it. Gone forever behind this. And it's only going to get worse because even today, Elon Musk digging through the trenches of what's going on with these queer cartoons and these perverted things. He's going down that rabbit hole. He's pulling a Starbucks, like I said, Robbie Starbucks, like I said. And I'm just glad to see it. I think it'd be great to have a team, a committee, like Lives with TikTok and Elon Musk and Robbie Starbucks that got together that did their best to become an investigative team to stop every drop of this stuff, expose every drop of this stuff, make these people pay, or should I say lose money, until they realize this is not what the American people want. We demand better for our children. We demand better choices. And if you stop paying for it, they'll get the message. That's all I got for you today, folks. I just thought I'd bring you all that as a last but not least. If you're paying for Netflix, ask yourself why. Is it worth it? Never had Netflix, never cared to have it. Therefore, I'm not even going to go there. But I know this. After I found this out, it definitely doesn't interest me. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share, folks. This is what I got for you today. Have a great one. Hopefully everybody is having a wonderful weekend. Over and out.